All right, Leafs talk. JD Bunkis, Sam McKee. Leafs just won the longest game in NHL history. Of course, we're trying to watch March Madness tonight. They will not have it. We called it the second the Sens got. Well, actually, we called it after they tied it the first time, and then offside for DeBrincat, and then please, no, find a way. Poor Matt Murray tonight. I got to tell you, buddy. Like, he shows up in Ottawa. It's the second night of a back-to-back. Guy was battling in there. Leafs did not have their legs, and then the last goal, he's just basically no shot. He's laying there on his back. He can see the lamp lighting up, the Sens crowd going nuts. I felt for him in that moment. I really did.
It really did feel like he was the only guy that kind of showed up tonight. They were pretty. It looked like a team that was playing on the second half of back-to-back after a big win against a good team on a Friday night.
Who wanted it?
They did, and they really went out there. And that's kind of the Sens Super Bowl tonight. You know, Leafs coming in there, the backup, the goalie that they had some issues with, and that whole story. So that was a big game for Murray to go in there, and I warned him at the end of the game.
Yeah,
that the fact that they it's a stupid shootout. He made some saves or whatever. It's a skills contest, but getting that extra point, saying he got the win in his first game back in Ottawa, that's got to feel great for him. It's an awesome way to end that game.
It's a good moment for Matt Murray, even though again he didn't. I thought how many shots did he end up saving?
A lot. 54? I think it was up in the 55 range.
It was look that up. In the 50s. The Leafs played, I would say, pretty poorly tonight, but they capitalized on some opportunities. But you're right, it is the Super Bowl, and I can tell you from going to university in Ottawa,
52 shots against the end of 48 saves tonight.
Okay, yeah. So from living in Ottawa and going to those games many times, it is a nightmare for Sens fans. Leaf fans go to that game. It's super rowdy.
Yeah.
The only way to get to that arena right now is to take a bus if you're going to be drinking, or to have a DD. And that bus is a rowdy bus. And if you are waiting there in the cold winter to get on a bus,
is it cold in Ottawa?
Yeah. I don't know what it's like there today, but I can tell you that it's usually not great when you're leaving that arena and you got the squinty hired drunk guys, and there's just the other fan base hammering you, waiting to get fun. The least fun. Yeah. So big stakes, big night, a lot of split allegiances in the crowd where you bring a friend or two that are sunset. It's a fun atmosphere. So let me just ask you that, based on tonight, a little bit of feeling of Battle of Ontario back. It was a big story going into the year when they got splashy at the free agent. I can't even think. I want to watch March Madness so badly. It felt a little Battle of Ontario backy.
I would say I agree with that. I think they always kind of have a wild one with the Sens. Remember they had one last year where Gio scored the overtime winner?
Yes, but the Sens had skill tonight. They played well tonight. They were better than the Leafs, and it felt like it wasn't just a fluke or just a plainly horrific Leafs game.
If there's one thing that I will take out of this game, it's you mentioned it when we were watching the game. You're like, how good the Sens will be next year.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to think here that you can only bank on so many more bad years for the Ottawa Senators, and you can bank on so many bad years for the Buffalo Sabres here. And Detroit even is starting to, they're run by, Steve Yzerman, and they're kind of on the come. This division, where it's already stacked at the top with the Leafs and the Bruins and the Lightning, and the Florida Panthers can come back next year. It's going to look even scarier, and the Sens are a big reason for that. They have so many guys in their team. That Stützle has made such a huge jump.
Yeah.
He has looked so good this year. He scored his 35th goal tonight, which that's a huge number for him. Kachuk, obviously, we get the chance to.
Is terrifying.
He's a professional scorer. They got 3 real guys in the back end now with that Jake Sanderson, with Chychrun, with obviously, it's a real formidable group. And look, I think it's pretty easy to say they got let down by their AHL goaltender tonight.
Yeah, he was
it's
the goal Marner scored tonight.
3 of the goals hit the middle of the net.
Yeah.
And it was how did those go in? And I think it's a good opportunity.
But at least the Yarncroc shots were hard.
They were hard shots.
The Marner shot was
it was a muffin. It was a muffin.
And they had just scored a shorthanded goal. They're feeling great about themselves. They're going, man, what a perfect spot for us to kind of take over this game. And then this is the way that this game goes, man. You have those letdown moments the way that he did. I already forget his name.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what his name is.
I already forget his name.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
feel bad. But hilarious. Please talk this.
I can look up his name for you want. It's Mads. That's all I know. Mads. That's Mads Sogard.
That's what I was gonna say. I remember Mats because I kept thinking Mads Mikkelsen, cool actor, who's awesome in that show Hannibal.
Okay.
Yeah. that was the game to me.
Yeah.
Was that soft Marner goal. Leafs give up a shorthanded goal.
Mhm.
Sheldon Keefe kind of betrays himself because earlier this year, after his team gave up 2, hammered for not putting in the second unit.
Yeah.
Then he puts in the second unit power play. And
Immediate shorty.
But also you looked at the guys on the ice and you went, boy,
Oof.
they do not have a second power play.
They need Ryan O'Reilly back for that second
they,
power play unit.
They need. That's actually, I was thinking about that. Yeah. Matthew Nyes is going to be able to step into that second unit.
Absolutely.
There's just no way he's not going to get a chance to do that. They get scored on, then they give up the soft goal.
Yeah.
And the game is back in the hands of the Leafs, who were just found a way to kind of get it done with some timely Matt Murray save. Some good bounces in this one, I think, for the Leafs.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to point out, I don't think that very many Leafs were good tonight. Yarncroc scores 2 goals.
Yeah.
He's playing with Austin Matthews, and all of a sudden he can actually hit the net. Congrats to him. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Every other Leaf outside of Jake McCabe tonight and Matt Murray, I thought Jake McCabe was solid. Like, I really love it where there's a letdown game and a lot of the guys on the team don't really have it. And then the new acquisition, who's supposed to kind of just be that steady energy guy, had it again tonight. And I just thought McCabe really popped on a night where, like, Brody might have had his worst game as a Leaf I've ever seen.
The puck was jumping off his stick in the wrong kind
Liljegren was just painful.
Yeah.
Like, truly painful. Shen was okay, but looked slow. Yeah. And Morgan Riley, actually, I thought was all right. He had a decent game. He had some, like, physical moments in this one, which I felt, okay, ramping up for the playoffs. But shout out to Jake McCabe tonight, because I thought that he was just like really quality.
Yeah. So it's nice with Jake McCabe that the thing that I've noticed, and you mentioned it just now, is there is a consistent energy level with him every single game.
Yeah.
Like, he looks pretty much exactly the same every game that he's played for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, outside of the first game where he was all horned up and just trying to kill somebody and prove his point that he was a new guy and he was ready to play. Like, I think outside of that game, he's been pretty much the consistent guy that it's nice to see it go in for him tonight, because he's had some chances in his first 5 or 6 games with the Leafs where, you know, the one against Colorado where it trickles just by the net. He's had, goalies made some saves on him here and there. And I thought it was nice for him to actually see one go in. He had a big Sally. Everyone was all fired up for him. So from the start, I've liked him. I'm really happy that he's kind of growing into this league. And you look next year and the year after at $2 million. Like, I know we don't like to get too big picture on Leafs talk, but like, that's a really nice piece of business to have him under contract for 2 more years at $2 million after this one. So
for sure,
I've been a really big fan of his game, and I think you're correctly pointing out that guys tonight.
He was disruptive in the D zone.
Yeah, he made a play that led to the power play goal.
Yeah.
No, not the power play goal. The Yarncroc one.
Exactly.
And the defensive zone got it up, and it went in the net.
Beautiful pass, snapped one on the ice. That's just it. It's just nice having a guy who has the blend of, I can snap a beautiful breakout pass.
Mm-hmm.
I can also lay a hit, not like necessarily it has to be a monster, like some of the ways that he was described when people were showing the line A hit he had in his.
Oh my God. That is like a top 10 hit of the last 20 years, though.
Incredible hit. But a lot of times when McCabe steps into one, he also falls.
He does fall down. Yeah.
Like, he's not a big monster truck who beats up. It's not like Luke Shen where when you see that play developing, you're like, ooh, this is going to be fun.
If Jake McCabe was Luke Shen size, heid make $9 million a year.
Oh, he'd be Jacob Trouba.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. He'd be the captain of the Rangers.
Exactly. I again, I kind of want to, the Leafs won.
Yeah.
That barn was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Murray got one. Mm-hmm. Yarncroc scores 2. The line shuffling is obviously a pretty temporary thing. They go back to seeing actually 12 forwards and 6D. So, I don't think you're going to, you said it to me earlier, they threw Wayne Simmons a bone.
Yeah.
Bobby McMahon,
Can I ask you about Bobby McMahon? If I'm going to set the over under for playoff games that Bobby McMahon played at 0.5 seems too rude. 1.5. Would you take under?
Yeah, because I'm going to assume Ryan O'Reilly's back and that Matthew Nyes is up. And then if you put it that way, he's bubbled out by like maybe 2 guys. You got to remember Noel.
You also got to remember the playoffs. You would like them to be more than 7 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if they go deep, he's got a better shot. But I still think that there's too much of a buffer. But a part of the Leafs next year, I think there's a pretty damn good chance that he's on this team and that he's going to get an opportunity to play for 5 minutes.
He definitely has potential to be the quad A guy that we all get excited about because he looks like an NHLer.
That's it.
He skates
good. He's
big.
He skates. Goes to the front of the net.
Good hair coming out the back of the bucket. Like
he
should have scored. He should have scored. He put him in the shootout.
Yeah, 2 chances.
Put him in the shootout. He bangs one off the pads. Like, he really does look like he can contribute. but there is potential for him being the quad A guy that never like really finds it. But I liked him tonight, but I did like having it just be like normal lines again. I really would say that I didn't, miss 11 and 7 and have it being different guys.
Like he does offensive zone.
He does it anyway, though.
That in the playoffs, right?
He does with the tinkering, regardless if there's 12 or 11 or whatever, however many guys there are, he's going to be doing his classic tinkering. So I think they'll probably do 11 and 7 again here before the end of the year. I think you're probably going to mix it in and out, but I think a lot has to do with Achari, how much they want to use Bobby McMahon, how much Gustafson involved, how keep Shen involved. Like I think 11 and 7 is an easier way to get like all your 100 defensemen that you have involved. So I think we'll see it again a little bit here down the stretch.
Rapid fire close. Nylander's goal in the shootout was 10 out of 10.
So I say always go backhand. Going backhand or 5-hole in the shootout.
The way he did it, the control he had of that.
Yeah, and then Matthews did the exact same one the other way. Yeah. He went to the other side of that poor AHL goal. He had to go in there against two in the world and just got beat bad both sides.
Mads actually made a bunch of really quality saves tonight where you went, boy, at least they're definitely going to score there.
And he robbed him.
Then he just let in some horrific softies. Yeah. I'm trying to think back of any of the Sens goals. I don't think Matt Murray let in really any horrific ones tonight. No. I think this was just a volume situation. The Sens were playing it as the less talented team. We're going to get way more pucks than net, advantage of a team that's pretty sloppy in their own end. They pile up a bunch of shots, but I think Matt Murray should feel fine about that game. Anything else for you?
Well, I just, I think the big story coming out of this, and it'll be talked about a lot, and he'll talk about how much it meant to him and all that with Matt Murray. Mm-hmm. But it is awesome that they won this game. And I know, like I said, it came down to the skills comp. We talked about it off the top. Mm-hmm. But this guy went through some crap with that team. They sent him down to the AHL last year. This guy's a two-time Stanley Cup champion. Like, he has a lot of pride, obviously. Like, he's got the pedigree. And for him to go into that barn his first game back and 4 goals, his team kind of picks him up on that side of it. He's kept them in the game for long stretches. Like, it's a really nice feather in his cap. And listen, like, you can talk about confidence. You can talk about, like, goalie's a different kind of thing with momentum. It's really hard to predict. But him going into the next start that he has, there's no way that doesn't help him a little bit confidence-wise and get back feeling like he's probably going to get the belt tonight, I would imagine. Like, they're going to be feeling good about his game and get him headed in the right direction. So I think it's a big night for Matt Murray, regardless of how his career finishes with the Leafs here and heading into the playoffs. This is a really nice win for Matt Murray.
You're a really sweet positive.
No, and I've been hard on Matt Murray, and I was saying he was bad and he shouldn't start, but this one matters, man. It does matter.
Sure. Sens gave him a big bag of money, and he sucked for them. So I'm not really sure.
The Sens perspective.
No, I know.
They obviously did it right. I would have sent him to the AHL too. But like, from his perspective, he was like, "Are you crazy?" He was probably so mad. Imagine being around Matt Murray in the AHL.
Yeah,
he would have been the worst guy in the world to be around.
My only point is like, yes, it's a nice one for Matt Murray. Yeah. You're just a nicer guy for bringing that up and looking at it that way, because I'm kind of like, they put a lot of faith in you, and you completely let them down. They paid you so much money that they actually had to give up a draft pick in order for another team to take you.
And you had to keep some of the money too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is a reduced salary. And so I'm never overly sympathetic to guys when it's that situation, the one that he was 100%. In. And so, nice win for him. But it was a little funny, kind of the way these narratives end up getting spun and the way the Leafs are involved. I'm like, way to go, Matt Murray, revenge. And I'm saying, he has their money.
That's got to be a tough one. You talk about the Sens fans.
Yeah.
All those Leaf fans leaving there. Well, they're paying the goalie to beat. Like, just nightmare. It's not. There's not some really upset Sens fans on buses as we speak. So tough one for the Sens fans.
Anyways, we got to go watch March Madness, and tonight you better smash that like button. You better
smash it.
You better leave 5 stars.
We delayed our BLs until now to like
no beers.
All we want to do is crush Bud Lights.
Wanted to watch all our bets. Might be dead. Who knows? Because we're doing this podcast right now. We're in bet limbo. We're about to Schrodinger's cat, open up the box, find out if the cat is dead or not. And so, for JD Bunkis, Sam McKee, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at JD Bunkis, at Sam A. McKee. And do all those nice things, and everything else. Do Tuesday. A little bit of a break now. Tuesday night. See you then.